All right. Well, I'm happy to be here. I hope you are too. And again, this is Saturday Zen Bitch Slap. Uh, exalting in the futility of trying to arrive at where you already are. Yeah. Now, this is how I humbly understand non-duality.
Yeah.
The basis of it is you are what you're looking for. Yeah. Or being ourselves reality. Now, coming from there, looking for it, the only way it would be truly successful would be to fail to the point where you get so disappointed in looking for it, you sort of stop and there it is. Yeah. But while you're looking for it, it does obviously for that which is looking for it to have value, it can't see it. Yeah. Because it's seeing itself in the looking for it. Yeah. The looking for it is sort of like Narcissus with a mobile pond. Yeah. It just watches you all day, you as the looker for it. Yeah. And sometimes that which you're looking for is of no time, but being a looker for it could go for 50 years. Isn't that insane? That which you're looking for is there's no time, but being a looker for it could go on for 50 or 60 years, which is getting reinforced. Yeah. The looker is getting reinforced by the looking. It's not getting negated by the looking until hopefully you hear non-duality, and then the looking is the negation of itself. Yeah. It just does all the work, because when you stop looking, the emperor is seen with having no clothes, which is the seeker or the looker. Yeah. While looking, it's just going through the wardrobe. Yeah. Just putting on what ensembles, taking things off. And the emperor always seems to be fully clothed. It's always you. But when you stop looking, yeah, there's a recognition. You see that which you're not trying to adorn itself. Yeah. You see how even in the hoping and the wishing for its own absence, it wants to get a present reflection from that. Yeah. It wants to be there to get it. Yeah. This is why people, with great sincerity, I haven't heard them for a while, but they would call me and report that they disappeared. Yeah. But there they were reporting they disappeared. Yeah. I mean, who the hell calls in that they're lost? The one that's seemingly lost. Yeah. Hey, I'm lost. Yeah. Oh, there you are. You're found. What? To get lost again. Yeah. Because that's the whole thing. We go over these things I read that just triggered an avalanche of something, and that we went over it last week. The lady with the necklace, and she believes she's lost the necklace, and it's bummed her out. Yeah, and she gave great credit for the necklace for her life going well and feeling better and feeling at peace and joy and stuff like that. And then she loses the necklace, or as she at least believes she's lost the necklace. Yeah. Now, the quality of the necklace, it can never be found or lost. Yeah, they're using the necklace obviously as an example of your own nature. Yeah. So the head will say it's lost it by doing bad things, or birth, or I entered name and form and I lost the presence, and now I have to use this presence to try to return to the present, but I want to be present to be there when I arrive. Yeah, this is the stubbornness of the self thing. It's amazing. He'll write a whole book about it's not about it, and it puts itself in it all the fucking page. It's always implying or referring back to you know who, you know who, you know who. It's not about me, you know who, you know. It just goes on and on. It's not an unusual thing. This is a pattern. Yeah. So that lady, bummed out, starts looking for it, and she starts talking to her friends and tries to sort of enlist them to help her look for it, because you believe that if a lot of people are looking for it, it may be easier to find, but in this case, it's not. The more people looking for it, the more it seems to be hidden. Yeah. Yeah. So finally, somebody comes in and sees the whole activity, and maybe they've been through it themselves, and they go, "Hey, lady," because the one thing she hasn't done in all the searching is put her hand on her neck to see if the necklace is gone. She's so sure that she's lost the necklace. Yeah. Beyond any evidence to the contrary, she hasn't even touched the neck to see. She just believes she's lost the necklace. Everyone else has believed they've lost their necklace. So basically, the necklace is gleaming in everyone's presence, but completely missed. Yeah. So the funny bit of the story or the parable is when she finds the necklace, it seems the finding of the necklace produces effects that she's in joy now based on finding the necklace, but she wasn't in joy and the necklace was still there before. So the finding the necklace wasn't the source of the joy, and the losing the necklace wasn't the source of the being bummed out. She was, in a way. Yeah. The necklace had nothing to do with it. The necklace was being, oh, it's because of the necklace, but it wasn't, because the necklace never went anywhere. So her story that she lost it and feeling super bummed out was just as bogus as her story of finding it and being incredible joy. Yeah, both of them are bogus because the necklace was never lost nor found. That's the point. And he says, this idea of realizing something that's always realized. Yeah, there's no realizing as that which is always realized. The unrealizing all the shit about us. Yes. Yeah. About, oh, I'm this and I'm that. No, you realize you're not that. It's not like you realize what you are. How can you? Because you are it already. You realize what you're not. And what's realizing what it's not is what you are. This is the point. It's not what you're not is realizing what it's not. That doesn't go anywhere. It's what you are realizes what it's not. And so the charade ends. And then the charade never actually happened. It only appeared to happen in the magic trick of space and time. So in time, it looked like you were totally fucked, but you never have been. Everything that you thought cut to the core never even touched what you are. Yeah. And you'll have a hit usually when this occurs. It says it's always been this way. The head's constantly trying to convince you things that come and go are always going to be this way. Like when you feel a little bit of depression, you think you're entering a lifelong thing of depression. Yes, it gives a lot of time to shit that's still coming and going. So that's what causes so much suffering. It's not that you're feeling something. The head says you're going to be feeling it forever. And therefore, that's like fucking no fucking way. Well, there is no way built in. You're not going to feel anything forever. You can be something forever, but you can't feel something forever. Yeah? So this head is just like takes a little bit of something and just fucking like Play-Doh, just stretches it and kneads it and just drags it over time and space. Yeah. And therefore, in the infinite of our condition is totally masked by trying to gain security and manage an unbearable condition because it changes all the fucking time. How many times were you, let's say, 9 a.m. in the last Sunday of your retreat, and everything just lined up? You felt bliss, this and that. You felt good. You did good, Paul. Everyone acknowledged how clear you were, and everything's lined up. And then 9:01 comes, and something bumps one of the blocks, and it fucking goes too far, and the thing crumbles. And then 9:02, you're in fucking depression. when 9-0, you were blissed out. Yeah. Something like that should be suspicious. If you're feeling so good and suddenly it's Armageddon, something, you've got no solid rudder or sail that can actually interpret the wind and where it's coming from. The wind of presence isn't coming from anywhere. If it exude a smell, you would have hunted it down already. You are it. What you are is what you're looking for. Yeah. All bloodhounds would go back here. No, it's not me. Exactly. They're not getting you. They're not smelling you. This thing is coming and going. They're smelling what's always here. Yeah. So what's one to do? Okay. Someone has been mindful for a week, completely straight. Then where he was very mindful where he parked the truck, an old beat up fucking truck no one would want. Suddenly he goes there and the truck's not there. All this mindfulness, someone stole the truck. Something fires up before all the mindfulness. The band-aid of the mindfulness can't take care of this sore underneath. Yeah. So someone stole the truck or something. I misplaced something. The kids took it. It's just insane. Yeah. How are you going to get before that? I don't believe you can, because you are something after it. You're an effect of things. You're not the cause of things. You're an effect of things. Yeah. So we're an effect of actually an incredible misunderstanding that the subjectivity that is being emphasized through this event is an attribute of an object, which is how the head looks at it. Yeah. This is the non-duality, the negation of that basic subject-object mistake. Instead of trying to correct it, just tell the truth about it, which is not to. Yeah, this isn't about another call to arms when you learn the object is taking itself to be the subject. Don't fucking try to sit the object down and talk them into changing. The object is just a fucking program. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have AI. It's not outgrowing its condition. Its condition is the brain interprets to the body of which it is a part. This you should know, as it says in the Course. And the Course is usually emphatic in its own way. And I'll tell you, one of the ways it's emphatic is a short sentence which says, this you should know. It's attempting to highlight what was just stated. Yeah. This you should know. All right. Why? Because you're not knowing it. You believe the brain is interpreting the you. Yeah. You believe the brain is the GPS you're following. It's the channel you're listening to. It's what's interpreting and giving perception and proportion to everything. It's seemingly directing belief and faith. Yeah. And you believe the brain is interpreting life to you. But it says that's not what the Course in Miracles says. It says the brain is interpreting to the body of which it is a part. That's incredibly different. Yeah. So what would that trigger if you heard that? Wouldn't you want to look at a little snippet of what the brain isn't doing and see who it's speaking to? Because it may not be you. Could you imagine? Instead of having to rehab it when you know it's never going to get it, change it when you know it's never going to change, make it behave when you know it's going to fucking act out. You see, you're not that. What a fucking relief, an immediate relief. Not because it gets better or that it rehabs or it vows to be good or it promises never to do this or not to do that. No, you lose interest in it. Why? Because you're not the body. So you lose interest in the brain's interpretation because you got very clear on the invitation the Course offered you, which is to see the brain is interpreting to the body of which it is a part. And you know what? That's a very fucking myopic view. Yeah. So for this hugeness to look through that, the hugeness has got to get seemingly very small to look through that little fucking, telescopes of these two eyes. Yeah. And why does the Course say your eyes or your vision is independent of the eyes to see the world. What are the eyes that see the world? These, yes? Yes, they are. It says your vision is independent of those eyes. So wait a minute. The brain is interpreting a life through these eyes, but it's saying my vision in the Course is independent of these eyes that see the world. So I can actually be listening to or be directed by or see from some other point than the brain interpreting to the body. Yes, you can. Yeah. Now, does the brain interpreting to the body allow that possibility to be entertained? Probably not. Yeah. Because the brain will interpret that to the body. When you hear that message, it's going to neuter the message because it's going to do exactly what the message is about. The brain interprets to the body, which is a part. You hear non-duality. People hear non-duality as a body. Then they hear that they're not the doer. The first thing they probably say is, that means I'm going to lay on a couch all day, or I'm going to leave here and take 5 hits of acid, or I'm going to do this. No, the whole point was you've never been the doer. It's not suddenly, if you entertain non-duality, being the doer suddenly stops and now you're a non-doer. There's never been a doer. A whole lot of doing, but without a doer. Yeah. The brain doesn't interpret a whole lot of doing. Yeah. Without a doer. It interprets as a whole lot of doing that you're a whole lot of doer. Yeah. That you're the historical doer of everything that you were around or did. Yeah. You were the doer of it. And it's stubborn, and you're not going to break the system through the system. So this is why the message is not directed at who shows up. That which can be perceived is not what's perceiving. It's to that which is perceiving, which is not the body that showed up. And we're hoping to direct in a fucking repetitive manner, constantly to direct the message to that and get around or through the obstacle of you. Yeah. So, because having you as that which is being interpreted as to the body, and having that you hear that you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha, doesn't make fucking sense to it, because it's been seeking the Buddha for 40 years through Buddhism. Yeah, it just doesn't get it. But the point, if you are the Buddha, and that message was you can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha, that's unbelievable when the Buddha hears it. It is unfucking believable. A lot of shit can stop. And all that unwell spent attention and interest may be withdrawn back to the bank of what you are, presence, and maybe spent in a better way during the day. Maybe enriching your day instead of enslaving it to the story of being a body.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, right now. Right now. Right now, I'm here because this is the only place I can be. There's no thoughts about anything else. I'm not thinking about the last talk or worried future talk. I'm just completely here, not through any Herculean task, but recognizing the fact I cannot not be here. Yeah. It's impossible for that which is the moment to be out of a moment. It's done. Yeah. So therefore, every moment I'm here, sleeping, awake, coughing, everything. I'm never not here. Not because I climbed some Herculean task of a mountain. No, I just recognize the insanity of these beliefs that my head has been entertaining, which is the most important thing I need to do is get into the moment, which makes it's an insane idea if you can't be out of a moment. I think that's a good example. Yes. And that came to an end and has never really resurfaced since. This is some of the shit that gets put to rest is put to rest. It's not agitating in the coffin, it's dead. Yeah. The insane belief that you could do something you can't do is very clear now. Yeah. And then the idea that there was a mistake and the cart was before the horse, it was only an appearance only. the horse has always been in front of the cart and always will be in front of the cart. I was just seeing it as something else. Once that gets that delusion gets, let's say, corrected, then I always see the horse in front of the cart. Always. Not because I was seeing it one way and now I'm seeing another. I'm now seeing blue is blue and red is red. I'm seeing the horse has always been in front of the cart. Yeah. When I wasn't seeing that, I believed the cart was in front of the horse. But when I heard non-duality, I saw, even though I believed that, it was never true. The horse has always been in front of the cart. Nice, eh? So the finalizing of a fact doesn't have to get reinforced. It may take one little swipe, may take a few swipes. But if you, after a while, chopping down that imaginary tree brings you to the point that it was an imaginary tree. Yeah. How much are you going to spend time trying to get rid of it if it's an imaginary tree? What, if the fact is there is no mountain, then when the mountain appears and my head starts blaming the mountain for all the things that are happening to me, and I work really hard to have an experience of that mountain disappearing, yeah, and I get the great joy when I seem to succeed, and now the mountain that was keeping me in shade all the time has been broken, and now there is no mountain, only inevitably to be followed by there is a mountain again, and getting me super fucking frustrated. And the only answer my head will give me is do more fucking non-mountain work. Yeah. But my view now is it starts with first, there is no mountain. It doesn't start with there is a mountain. To me, it starts with there is no mountain. And then I see the action figure has trouble with a mountain. Yeah, I do. But I also have a recognition that it's not a real mountain. The action figure doesn't get it, but something gets it. And therefore, maybe I work to have that mountain disappear for the action figure, or maybe the action figure does. And then there's a joy when it has a little bit of time. But then when it reappears again, which it's going to in duality, what appears, disappears, reappears, on and forth, yes? I'm not going to be so fucking bummed out because my belief, what I'm rooted in is there is no mountain. I'm not rooted in there is a mountain. Do you see it? Do you see that if you met the mountain on the third round and it was based on, man, I worked all my life to get that mountain to disappear and now it's reappeared again, you'd be super bummed out. Yeah. And probably, though, you would be driven, you would think more was the answer. Instead of doing what I did, I have to do more to keep the mountain disappeared. But what happened if you have that, you don't have much stake in either the appearance or disappearance of the mountain because you know there is no mountain. This is the message of non-duality. The message of non-duality is you're not going to cut a giant rock solid foundation. There already is one. You are what you're looking for. Yeah. What's going to inform you, this idea of getting into the moment is just being used to reinforce an insane idea you could be out of the moment is going to be that which is always in the moment. That's where the fact is going to lie. It's the fact of the facts. Yes. And then things come to an end. These ludicrous ideas that have been fueled by the head, and then the action has been given into it to reinforce it. Or just like when the guy, we did the story about the poopa scoopa dude, yeah, as you know, with the recovery thing. But we threw something in there that was important. The guy who became a master of picking up shit, his head's quite invested in being the master of picking up shit. Yeah. And he has a line of poopa scoopas, and he's a circuit speaker, and he's on fucking YouTube. You know, he can pick up shit faster than anyone in the Western Hemisphere. And people call him up for advice. Yes. Then someone comes and says, hey, listen, I got an answer for your problem. He thinks he's the answer. I'm fucking Mr. Poopa Scooper. I can pick up shit faster than anyone else. I'm the fucking answer. Or as Muhammad Ali said, I'm the truth. You know? I'm the fucking answer. And then the guy goes, okay, well, just find the dog. If you get rid of the dog, you get rid of the shit. Now, you would think he would embrace that, but he doesn't, because his head has a lot of investment in being a great pooper scooper. Do you see? So then you're bemoaning and crying and trying to validate your authentic longing, but the head wants to be a looker for something, does not want to be what's looking. It wants to be the looker for what's looking. It doesn't want to be what's looking is what you're looking for. Yeah, it does. I've seen it in myself and others. It's not, I don't think it's a rare phenomenon. I think that which is in the head is like the Old Testament idea of God, which is it brooks no other God that put before it. It's fucking vicious and smokes people and burns, give me a couple of kids and fucking tests everyone. Sounds like your head to me. When I heard the Old Testament God, it sounded like was playing in my head since I was like 13. You know what I mean? Shit seemed jealous, small, very revengeful, had a lot of grievances. That doesn't sound like a God. It sounds like my head. Yeah, it does. So this thing is just the landing of non-duality is on having never left. That's the landing. The landing of non-duality you're greeted with on having never left. Yeah. So the finally arriving at what you have so long been searching for tells you there was no arrival. There was no point to it at all. Yeah. So the most cherished thing usually isn't that where you arrive, but the story of you arriving gets negated. You're here. Yeah. And then there's a built-in humility, because no one's going to throw a parade for you. Just like in AA, a lot of us, we think we should have got a medal getting sober. We did what? A lot of people aren't fucking acting out and going crazy. They're not getting medals. What do you think? Just fucking don't be an asshole anymore. So grow up. Well, I deserve some kind of fuck. No, you don't. You're fucking an idiot. You need fucking help. So what? Don't I get special treatment because I've chosen to become? No, it's insane, eh? So this message, one of the biggest first ones was that getting into the moment. That blew my mind. And the pooper scooper was how, if you believe you found a solution, there becomes an identification with that solution that is contempt prior to the investigation of anything else. Yeah. Yeah. This landing here isn't like that. You don't have barricades to different information. You've been convinced of something, and you're not trying to apply it or format it on everyone else. You're just entertaining a possibility, and you invite others maybe to check it out. But this isn't like a draft or a conscription. It's just an invitation. To me, that's what non-duality is. It allows you to borrow an understanding that will be like, when those movies you'd go to, and some people were smart, they had the 3D because it also was 3D. So they got to see the movie in 3D, and you're sitting there, you didn't have the glasses, and you're trying to imagine what it looks like, but you can't imagine or capture it. You need those glasses, the 3D glasses. Then you wouldn't try to imagine because you're seeing it in 3D. Yes. But the person who didn't get the 3D glasses is trying to imagine what it would look like from the 2D glasses. And therefore, the problem or the condition you're in is going to try to tell you what the other condition is going to be. But it can only think of the other condition from the condition it's in. You see it, the failure of it? So in this case, you just lend the person the 3D, and then they see it, like Avatar. They see like 5 layers of the water and shit. You don't have to explain a damn thing. You just give them the glasses. No, you see them. Yeah, this is what the message of non-duality is like. It gives you an understanding to maybe look at the misunderstandings that a lot of us are wedded to or bound by, yeah, and to recognize the paper mache-ness of the bondage, so to speak, yeah. And like the greatest relief is the relief from the need to be liberated. The greatest relief is losing interest in shit. What? Yeah. Even in getting relief, you lose interest in it all. You come to a term with things. Uh, I would say acceptance, like a way. Yeah. It's like an atmosphere of acceptance. What enters your seeming sphere doesn't get fucking driven out. Yeah. Things happen and you're just moving around and taking things seemingly as they come. Yeah. To me, that's the essence of traveling lighter. So I hope what non-duality did in this position, I would love to see it do it in your condition. It will look maybe completely different, but the relief won't be. Yeah. And the assurance that you are what you're looking for will only get more assured of, not less assured of. This isn't like a momentary thing that's going to space out from then on. It's really rock solid. And it can be your last answer to me. To me, it has been concerning this topic. I haven't looked for any new answer since. Yeah, and that's amazing. The quality of a last answer is different than all the other answers because it negates the need for any more answers, where all the other answers didn't. Yeah. So to me, the last answer's got some special mojo in a way that just puts an end to the seeking drive. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you are what you're looking for, uh, the looking for it is going to be severely changed. Yes. If you are what you're looking for, the looking for it is going to severely change. You're not going to be constantly pointed looking for that. It's just not going to happen. You're going to lose interest in it all, and you're going to gain interest in your own presence that hasn't been modified or hidden or transformed into something. It's just as it always is. Yeah. And it's greeting if you come this second or 80 years from now is the exact same greeting on having never left. Yeah. So all that weight of thinking you did something to, cause a leaving the Godhead, it's all mentally made up. Yeah. Nothing's happened. All the shenanigans I went through with the drugs and everything, to see that really nothing actually happened all those fucking years. Nothing really actually happened. Nothing, the core of what's going on, nothing altered it. Nothing was earth shattering or earth shaking. It's sort of like an incredible infinite sponge. It just absorbs fucking everything. And it all goes back to nothing. Yeah. So, I can't believe my life. Well, everyone could say the same thing. Yeah. It's fucking, yeah. So I love this message. I was very happy I ran into it. I'm very happy that I didn't need, this was the down escalator. And what you see as you go down is the stairway to heaven that doesn't go anywhere. So you get an escalator down and you see the stairway to heaven. And yeah, the sales in the basement and not up there. Dog shit awareness is always on sale. It's not a unique curio shop. It's just fucking blatant nothing. What? You mean there's no muscle I need to flex? No. Mindfulness. I always flipped out about the word mindfulness because we're mind, right? began mind. How much more mindful can mind be? It just seems like insane to use a power that demonstrates no thought or effort to try to corral it with thought and effort. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. So, yep. Hey, I'm happy to be here. Here I'm taking a nap. He's sorely needed. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Anyone have anything there?
I believe Rico had a question. Rico, you want to come in?
Rico.
Good afternoon, good evening, family and friends. Thank you for letting me be here with you. I send you love and life from my heart to yours. I really wasn't going to ask the question. I put it in the chat. I guess I'll break my own rules. I wanted to be with you for a year, Paul, before I ever asked the questions, because I figured out the reason God gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth was so I can listen twice as much as I talk. But I did have a question, so I put it in the chat hoping somebody would read it. But the question says, can you talk a little bit about spiritual vision, or what some allude to as Christ's vision, and in reference to what you were talking about? Because there's supposedly things that the physical eye cannot see, but that the spiritual eye can see.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what the Course of Miracles in that statement was implying. There's our vision, which it would be in your terminology, spiritual vision, is independent from the eyes that see the world. So yes. So a lot of information comes to us by what we see, and that obviously gets translated by the brain that interprets everything to what is seen as the seer, which is the body. Yeah, I have a problem with that immediately. That the information never gets to me, it goes through interprets it right to the body. So there is this, let's say, canal or waterway that information of living can go to a different source or a different destination, and not to be the brain interpreting to the body. So in the Course of Miracles, this is my feeling about it. They have a thing about the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So there's Jesus, the Christ, the mind of Christ, let's say, would be that vision. Then there's the absoluteness, Brahma, God. And then the Holy Spirit is manifesting in the dreaming, and it's taking the same information the brain takes in, but collates it differently. So before it gets disseminated, the interpretation from the brain goes through the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit gives it a different meaning than the brain will, because the brain will always give the meaning to reinforce the idea of being a body. Yes? The Holy Spirit doesn't have that agenda. So this is what I feel is what you're talking about, not just the spiritual vision, that's always available, but what is going to collate it and disseminate it here. Yeah. Because a lot of shit we're blind to. So we need to have someone explain it to us. And to me, the head tries to play that role. It hasn't been that successful. And the Holy Spirit will take over that role and explain what your eyes can't see and what your vision does see. And I think when you listen to the Holy Spirit speak about what's going on, you'll probably feel a lot more intimacy with that than the biographical, historical story of being an action figure. I was born here, this happened, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah. When you're described as a verb, I mean, it usually triggers a sense of something in you, because the noun can't capture the verb. You can have a story of you, but it can't get that. It's sort of like getting that glass of water from the Colorado River and putting it in your home. You miss something, which is the rivering. Yeah. And I feel this is what the head's interpretation misses quite a lot, because it's interpreting everything to a noun where there isn't any. And I would say the Holy Spirit interprets the spirit or the verbing of life. Yeah, I think that's it. That's how I see it.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Say that in reference to A Course in Miracles, that there's a move to, because it does contain some, how can I say, some Christian-based terms. They're trying to move it to a non-dual version of A Course in Miracles, which they claim is going to be a little more pure. As soon as you get to pure, then you're talking about judgment. So I get confused there.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's sort of like when it's sort of the same thing. When a weird thing happened to me. A French headhunter got in touch with me and offered me a job, which was amazing. And he had listened to our Zooms for a while, and he had a job in Thailand to be a program director for a high-end rehab in Chiang Mai. And so I said, no, I don't want to direct anyone, really. That's not a good thing. And I said, but you can give them my number and talk to me. And they would call me. And it was a big end thing. And so they would talk. And I said, you got to emphasize service. And then innocently they said, well, what do you mean? Tailor make the service to fit the client? I said, no, fucking fit the client into the service. You see? Fit the client into the service. You don't need to do any, the book gives what it gives. Yeah. If you tailor it to something that you're not, yeah, whatever. I think it misses the point. So the idea of because someone's paying $30,000 for the month, they should have tailored service that will fit how they are goes against the whole point of recovery. You're trying to recover from that uniqueness, not fucking reinforce it. So the same thing. I want the course to be cleansed of Christianity shit and make it non-duality. Yeah, I think you could spend your time doing something different than that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thank you, sir. I think so.
yeah.
So,
So, I won't be buying the new non-dual edition of the Course in Miracles. I'm not going to write on the back cover. I said, this aligns exactly with what? Yeah, no, yeah. The Christian stuff's great because it rubs something in you that has a problem. Yeah. And hopefully when that problem gets disturbed, it shows itself and you can greet it with I'm not that. If it didn't have that Christian overtone and it had a non-dual overtone, you'd have a smooth transition from the reading to the reader. Yeah. But when what you're reading sort of is like sandpaper to the reader, to me, that's valuable because you're not the reader. How are you going to get to you're not the reader if it's smoothly, everything is being fitted around it and it's, oh, no permutations, no disruption. I want it just the way I see it. No, you want the fucking thing to be brought out of the weeds. Yeah. Put more Christianity in the Course of Miracles. Yeah, you're not that. You're not that that's getting disturbed by the Christian overtone. What? Yeah, that's an incredible gift it's given you. Fucking with you. The you're not. I mean, how are you going to see it? If it's laying over you and it's still, how are you going to notice there's something completely over you? It's when something moves its stomach and it gets irritated, you realize, hey, that's not me. Yes? If it's just on you seamlessly, you think this is you. Yeah, but if it moves and you don't, there's a hit. I don't care how much it gets drowned by the head. There is a hit. I'm not that. There is. When something you called you moves and you are not moving, you realize I'm not that. Yeah. So that's great, man. Just get rubbed by shit. Yeah. Bring it out. It does. It's not going to come out willingly. You got to sort of then it goes, oh, I don't agree. Well, who is it that doesn't agree? Yeah. It's like the guy drowning, I mean, is dying of thirst, but won't take the glass because the guy's wearing a green fucking jacket. Oh, fuck it. I'm not taking it. He's got a green jacket on. Fuck. If you're dying of thirst, take the water. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I see it, Rico. Don't you see? Oh, I just want everything. I want my non-duality like fucking pure. No, it's the fucking sediment and the other foreign matters that's important when you drink the non-duality. So you have a distinction. Yeah. She's oh, the hair. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. How are you gonna know? Ooh, wait a minute. I wanted to go down smoothly. No, no. Yeah, just like that thing. Hopefully the program of recovery has never fit itself around the person. The person's meant to fit themselves around the program. That's how it works. If you had this is what's happening to recovery. People are trying to fit it around the person because they're getting paid a lot of money. And of course, their concern about the money has them dilute the fucking message. Yeah, it's just natural. That's how the head works. Yeah. And then in a weird way, you don't want them to get well because this is your career. Yeah. And yeah, you want them to come back, really. So there's a lot of conflict. There's like cognitive dissonance going on. Yeah. Yeah. So, wow. Well, yeah. Don't send me that for Christmas either, that book. I like the Christian version for Christmas. Yes. Thou and thee and yeah. Yeah. I understand. I mean, we want everything to fit around us as we are. This as we are is the obstacle. Yeah. Trying to tailor a message to that which it doesn't fit, to me, is pointless. It's meant to show you it doesn't fit. Yeah. Not to see something wrong with the message, but to see what's receiving or claiming to be the hearer of the message. Yeah, that's the one that's all right angles. The message is circular. It works. It points out you're not working. That's the point of it. The point of something working is to point out you're not working. Yeah, not to make it all work for you as that which is not working. Yeah. So, yeah.
We have another question, Paul.
Yeah.
Lisa.
Hey, Paul.
Yes, Lisa.
How are you, darling?
I'm all right here.
I just wanted to say hi, and I love your little rant, just not rant, whatever this was about the Course in Miracles, because man, it's that getting confused, getting pissed off, getting like, what the hell is this talking about? That really drives people to maybe some sort of change, some sort of way of, like you said, noticing there's something wrong with this right here instead of that over there. And that's where
Yes, of course. I mean, if you,
it's just what you said was poignant. I've never heard you speak that way. I've never heard anybody talk about trying to change the Course in Miracles. I know so many people that will talk about, I did the course, I did it year after year, I kept trying to figure it out. Some of it just made sense, something resonated, but I just couldn't get it. But then when some non-dual understanding finally flooded in, they could go back to the course and, oh my God, now I know exactly what it means. It's so straightforward. It's all right there. And yeah, coded in Christianity is, like you said, it's sort of like the flypaper around it that is going to cause a little bit of a problem and maybe get that opening. Beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I've never heard you talk about it that way. And it's really, really
I had to
cool.
wait for Rico to bring it up.
Yeah, well, that's just it. That's what's beautiful, having people come and visit that, yeah, are maybe sort of new and have a different
Do you
idea.
see the target of investigation is that which wants everything to fit nicely on it?
Exactly. I mean, that's beautiful what you said about talking to the people in Thailand. Should we fit the work service to their needs? Like, hell no.
Of course not.
They
Yes.
need to feel fucking uncomfortable. They need to feel like something's wrong here. Yeah, and maybe they'll finally turn and look at what the source is. They'll find the action figure's the one that's effed up.
Or they'll go to another $30,000 rehab that will
Probably that
tailor,
too.
tailor the service to fit them. So there you
Right,
go.
right. And that's okay too, because apparently that's what they need to do. So they'll
Yeah,
do
they're
that.
providing livelihood for people.
Exactly. And maybe it's the fifth time they spend $30,000 that's finally the trick. They got to go through all four before they get there. So here we go. But yeah,
Knows how it's all working. Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep.
So hopefully
See that?
I think that hopefully somebody will walk through the door and they'll get a little hair in their mouth and all of a sudden they'll question.
I hope so. Yeah. What do you think Zen bitch slap is? It's that hair in the mouth.
It's that big hair in the mouth.
When we were putting out this website, was like the eternal oneness, the glorious void, but it's full of love, all these websites. So then we just said zenbitslap.com. Yeah, that's like a hair in your fucking spaghetti.
Exactly.
Doesn't go down smooth. What? It's a misogynist. Yeah.
Or is
Right.
that arrogant person that paid $30,000 and they said, well, you need to go pick up trash. What?
Of course, exactly, and they'll be back.
So,
Yeah,
beautiful.
if you keep recovering as that, you're gonna need a recovery from that. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
You keep recovering as that, you're gonna need a recovery from it, and it may not look the way you wanted it to look as a recovery as it. Yeah, but hey. This is the point. Could you imagine if life went the way you thought? Jesus Christ.
Mhm. Well, you'd never be satisfied if it did anyway. So
Satisfied, you'd be fucking bored stiff.
exactly.
Bored. Yeah. Thank God.
It'd be,
Nothing listens to us other than us. Really. You get with a partner that with a lot of love, as the thing progresses, there's less listening to the other person. You just know them as something. You're not listening. Amelia just goes, yeah, everything I say. Yeah, I go, yeah, I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah, what? Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah.
super good to see you, and I hope to be out there next month. We'll see.
Yes, we'll be here, I think. We're going away tomorrow for a few days, but we'll be doing the Zoom. Maybe not Tuesday afternoon, but the rest of the Zooms, yeah. We have to see, but I'll let everyone know by Monday. Hey, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, pleasure seeing you.
Great talking to you, Paul.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Anyone else?
No more hands up.
We have the cafe. We have the garage connected to the cafe. It's pretty good, eh? So Satsang garage closes at 2, cafe opens at 2:01. Yeah, pretty nice. Yep. Pretty good. So hey, Rico, first of all, thank you, Rico. Yes. The higher power, Holy Spirit. Yeah. It's almost like a new internet line has been opened. Yes. Yes. You're getting data and stuff's happening, and it's not coming from the old unreliable source. Yeah. So, and the unreliable source will be consistently still unreliable. And it's a good reminder you're not that. Yeah. Because it's going to keep playing because you were never the one doing it. You didn't charge it. You didn't choose it. It's mechanical, and its mechanicalness isn't about opening you up to other possibilities of information. It wants you to be spoon-fed from its story, and it's jealous about any other thing getting in front of that. Yeah, but you can open up another conduit if another line comes in and different information, and then this thing that you thought was so solidly you will do different things, will be da-da-da, will just change. Yeah, it used to rush and now we'll be walking slowly, whatever. Things are going to happen because this is not the cause of a thing. This is an effect. Yeah, change the cause and it's going to change the effect. Constantly trying to change the effect is giving it a reality of being a cause, which it isn't. Yeah, so a cause changes the effect. Yeah. Question the idea that you're the cause, that you're the doer, the thinker. If you've been taken over by active addiction, you have ample evidence to blow that fucking stubborn idea out of the water, because you were driven to do a lot of shit that you would never have done by yourself. And a lot of the shit you were driven to do, a whole lot of other people were driven to do the same thing. So you realize, yeah, I may be a Ford and I'm one Ford in a fleet of Fords, but I'm not the driver of the Ford. Something was driving all of us to that place of institution, jails, and death. These are incredible nuggets to check out, to recognize. Because this illusion of being the doer and the cause, and I am the alpha and the omega, is like a magnet that attracts shit that it has nothing to do with. Yeah. It attracts ownership of shit it has nothing to do with. And you're going to be suffocated by what you own because it's going to own you. Thoughts owned, now they have the ability to own you. Feelings claimed, now those feelings can dictate you. Yeah. It's not a good move, man, because you're always going to get the opposite whack. You get the idea, oh, I'm doing it, and then you're going to be done to greatly. Yeah. So the evidence is here. I think non-duality, the basic understanding of it, can really be you can take whatever it is you call you and put it underneath this little, and it's not like a microscope, it's like a relaxed view, and you just look at it, and things are gonna fall that are not solidly founded or whatever, a foundation. They're gonna fall. Yeah. And you'll see anew, so to speak. Yeah, and hopefully it'll allow you to travel lighter through whatever life has in store for you. Who was ever old before? In this, I don't have a memory of being old. This is all fucking new. Yeah. Yeah. Like before, when I got hurt, I had seemingly had something to do with it. Now you wake up and you're hurt. You don't know fuck what happened. You didn't even get up yet and fucking hurt, something hurts. So you're not the doer of it. All this shit that you thought you were the doer of earlier on. You're just things are springing out or whatever. You just get falling apart. Yeah, how can you stay up with the I'm falling, I'm doing? No, it's just falling apart. Just like it seemed to get brought together, it falls apart. Yeah, yeah. So there is a traveling lighter is observation and expression of something known which is not knowable, what you are. Produces an easier traveling through the expression and the observation of life as we move through it. Yeah. Because now you have eyes to actually do see the world and also see something else. Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, anyone else?
No
All right.
hands.
I'm going to start saying goodbye. Lisa, nice to see you in Alabama. We got Mike Clark, Mexico somewhere. Yes. David Bitterman. He's helping. He's probably driving someone somewhere. Yeah, he's got a lot of favors to do. Kathleen, Pennsylvania. She seems to be making it through the storm. I think the storm started in Delaware. Ha! Marl, Eric Platt. You got my address. Use it
Thank you for helping out with my spiritual withdrawal syndrome.
Yeah,
You know,
we like the cold turkey method.
splash with the cold water. Yeah.
Cold turkey, no videos, no books.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to be part of the
If we're
creative.
smiling, it doesn't mean we're sadistic, but we enjoy the cold turkey of people. Yeah.
Having a few good laughs. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. James Olson. Nice to see you, James. Rico, thank you so much, Rico, for just all of you for being here. You're the conveyor and the holder of space. It's awesome. Bill Churchman, the only aircraft carrier that's based on land is his Lazy Boy. Zoe Banks. That's a culture shock. Arkansas to Japan, back to Arkansas. Wow. Wow. Harry Bell. I think she's entered the dark retreat phase. It's all dark. Rick Rowe, Toronto. Martin, thank you. Martin's sort of running the ship, Zen Bitslap. None of us have fallen off, so he's doing a great job. Yeah. As Mike Zerbel also have done. In the spirit of rotation, I, the new captain. We've got Vlad in Portugal. Vlad, there's Chris.
Which Vlad?
Vlad.
The one and only.
Vlad, the only one, only.
Hey. Oh.
Now, Vlad,
Hello.
we're planning on you're gonna foster Chris. Yeah. We can't get him a new owner, so you're gonna foster him for a while. That's all right. Starting in September. All right, Florida, John. Mika from Finland. We used to have a friend that used to come to the talks early on from Finland, and he came and visited. I forgot his name, but he was a very nice guy.
Unlike the rest of it.
Roman Mueller. I'm going to see Roman also. Roman, I want you to take Chris Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. He doesn't bite, and he's been trained. He's all right. Zoe B. Dennis W. Mucci Fassett, Jeremy, David Bitterman, Andre Joy, Axel, John S. in Florida. John S. has really been, eating it up. That's been great. Chris H. Nice to see everybody. Thank you for all the support. And see you soon. Bye-bye.